Ladies and gentlemen, I am so delighted to welcome you all to today's press conference for some important initiative that's going to benefit a lot of women across the globe. The last few years of my life has been very challenging. It's been filled with disappointments and a little stress. So whilst I was going through that phase, I realized that a lot of other women were going through the same phase that I was going through. Due to emotions that were suppressed, it mounts a lot of pressure on people. But then, very few people are able to notice. So after some few eye-opening encounters and knowledge, I've decided to write a book called Silence is Not Golden, because I have suffered a lot in silence, and there are a lot of women suffering in silence. So this book has a solution to women who are childless, or women who have been on the journey before, women who are waiting on God's list for their own miracle, women who want to be a part of the solution, and also men that are genuinely concerned. Silence is Not Golden would be launched in a few weeks. It's an initiative that I want all of you to come back on board to promote our support. And also, it would be very useful to people that are on the journey. So I am inviting all my fans, my friends, well-wishers, family members, and the general public to pre-order for their copy of the books before the exclusive launch. As you may know, I'm a filmmaker. We'll be adapting it into a film later in the year. And also before then, I would like to say this. There's a saying in our, it's a proverb in our that, Nendele vevedena mela, vevezem odiele. Like, it means whatever is important to you, you would work towards it, unless of course it's not important to you. So whoever thinks that, oh, this book, I need the remedies, maybe I'm suffering in silence, I'm depressed, I'm worried, I'm troubled, I've been disappointed. If you want a remedy or if you want some solutions, definitely you would like to read Silence is Not Golden, especially if you're suffering in silence. We're trying to make it as affordable as possible. It's going for 50 CDs, but with time, we may be doing some promotions here and there, and some people will get at a reduced cost. Some people get at a reduced cost.
So silence is not golden. That's what you're saying. It contradicts the
old saying.
Exactly.
Growing up, when someone's an adult, there are things you can't ask them. And now growing up, being who I am, like, these are things we should be able to ask. But then you'll be told silence is golden, so shut up, don't talk. And it has affected our development. It has affected us in so many ways. Affected us in studies. That's what, like, a lot of people we're kind of backward. Things would have been better people if we had a platform to speak about things that bother us, or things that we have questions about. So I experienced it through my face the past few years of my life. I realized there's so many emotions that I couldn't talk about, got me a bit depressed, etc. And I realized so many other people were following the same thread. They were experiencing what I was experiencing. So I decided that why not speak up when there's something bothering you. If that's what will refresh you, that's what will make you feel better, why not speak up? So silence is not good, at least not in some cases.
In some cases. And, a society where we belong to, where they think that, women are supposed to keep quiet, are supposed to endure, and all of a sudden you're speaking things that society perceives that are supposed to be endured. Do you think that anybody will take you serious, or people say, oh, it's another woman who is just blabbing?
People will definitely take me seriously, because earlier last year I shared a little bit of the part of the journey on my pictures, and the emails, the calls, the visitations that I got were awesome. I mentioned even earlier on that's what even gave me a push to go ahead and write Silence is Not Golden, because you realize that most of these women or these people just wanted to talk, not just talk to anybody. They want somebody who would know how they feel, who has also been on the journey. That's the only way you can understand or feel their pain. Other than that, nobody really cares. So
You think this is the time for people to begin to speak now? You have written a book. I'm sure there are lots of your colleagues who are doing other stuff. And this thing you don't used to be the case years back, because you have to endure even if you're in the limelight, because you either be ridiculed or something, and now all of a sudden people are voicing out. Do you think that it's the way to go? Do you think that it's going to make any impact? Do you think that the people who are looking up to you will be able to derive something, or it will be watered down to that thing? Oh, actress as MDA, or be your showbiz as MDA.
Oh, definitely, it's worth it. It's going to be make a lot of difference, because I've even realized that so many things that were not talked about in the past. For instance, people raping little girls and etc. Social media these days is making people get justice, because other people are speaking about it. The victims are talking about it, and people are beginning to speak to understand that emotions don't need to be suppressed. How you feel don't need to be suppressed, especially when it can stress you, which can cause diseases, mental issues, etc. So speaking up definitely is the way to go.
The artwork is beautiful, and you have your hands on your lip, but that hand is a hand everybody thought that the ring would be on. Yeah. Now you were explaining that you have lost, you've gained weight, that's why. But also, people think that it's a way to drive traffic to this book.
Not at all. Not at all. Even when the cover was taken, it was later that we realized that oh, you're not wearing a ring, and I've not been wearing it for some time. So definitely it's not traffic anything.
Don't you think that people will take attention from the substance, which is the book, and now start asking questions about that, the essence?
That way it will make you want to investigate, it will make you want to read.
That's what I'm saying.
No, you're not bringing it to my attention. I'm just thinking, okay, because if it's me, and I'm thinking that, oh, okay, let me find out exactly what. Seriously, you're not bringing it to my attention. I didn't even think about it like that. Because I didn't have it. It became a part of me for some time, and I've not had it on for some time. So after we finished, even when we're checking, she put a ring in, I'm like, oh, there's something missing. For later, I realized that, oh, it was my wedding ring. So I'm still very married.
Yeah, you must have been very bold, because in the site where I find myself, when people see you, I don't know if people do that to you, the first thing they want to check is the ring still on? And I don't know how you feel walking around town, because you can't explain yourself to everybody, unlike explaining to us now, and people are not seeing the ring, and the rumor that is expected to be speculated, how your husband even feels about it.
No, once in a while, I'm sure every married woman takes off their rings. Once in a while, yeah. Yeah, I know people who lose theirs. So how did you lose it? I'm sure you must have taken it off. So maybe something happened, or you want to do something that maybe even sometimes you go to the hospital, they want to scan you, you need to take it off. Sometimes you can forget. It's a tiny little jewelry. So sometimes you forget, you remember, you put it on. So it's normal. I don't think people are going to make a big fuss about it. I don't think so.
Now, finally, let's talk about supporting the industry. Now, you have written a book. I was talking about the way Hollywood decided to support each other during the Golden Globes. Now, do you think that people will rally around the story you've told? Yes, a few people might have contacted you to share, but when it comes to gathering people to say, let's rally around Kafui Danku's book and speak of problems that women are facing, everybody draws back.
That's what I'm saying. Silence is not golden, because they are afraid to speak up. They are afraid to be identified with solving a problem, which is still going to be affecting us for a very long time. So until we want to grow, until we come together, we can grow. If not, we're going to suffer for a very long time. It may take some time, but
it's taking too long, isn't it?
It's taking too long.
We've seen people show us the way, but it's still difficult for us to.
So it means we have a lot of work to go. It's a Herculean task, but little by little. If maybe I'm working on it now, if you're working on it, if somebody is working on it, keep talking about it. I'm sure people are going to rise up and support.
This was inspired by Baby Lord, right?
Absolutely.
The celebrity marriage status, what makes it spectacular from others? Because you're a role model. A lot of people will read this book because they want to, get something from what you've been through. What makes it spectacular from everybody else's?
I don't know, because by the end of the day, I'm human before I became an actor or a celebrity or whatever. So I don't know. I think it just somebody just asked me, and I'm saying it's when you understand each other, the marriage would work. When you communicate effectively, the marriage would work.
But does the fact that you have eyes on you, have an impact in the way you decide to handle things and the way you go about things?
Well, I've always been myself. There's no special trick to it, at least not now. At least not for now. So far I've just been myself, and I thank God for a supportive husband.
Doesn't he have a different feel? Because again, that that I am Kafui. I have fans who look up to me. I have people. So maybe what the ordinary person would do, you wouldn't want to do that because So you put some restraint on you.
No. Yeah, so far. I've been living very normal, like, even earlier when I got married, before people got to know I'm married, they were like, ah, you married, so why you come out at this time? Why are you still wearing this kind of thing? There's nothing has really changed about my...
Even with baby Lord also coming in.
It's now that extra time, because now I have to be home and take care of her, spend time with her. That's like a new kind of schedule for me now. And I think that is very normal, because it's a new member of the family.
So it's about she being the new member of the family, and that's why you're giving us advice. It's not because you have, again, the eyes. We are talking about the eyes because we have a lot of eyes than any other person.
No.
Not about the eyes. And even when you post pictures about her, the eyes
Oh, yeah,
and talk about it and all that, it doesn't, put you in a certain fix as to how I want to present my daughter. She needs to be like this for the public.
No, I just think she takes really good pictures at home. That's like I opened an account for and I started posting pictures. Pictures were so cute, I didn't want to enjoy them alone. I want to share them with my fans.
No, if somebody talking about this, somebody contracts you to make her a photo model or a model for their organization, something that you're going to do.
It would depend on what and what's at stake and so many other things. I mean, she's already a brand ambassador. When the deal came in, my husband wasn't very happy about it, but. So we think this is enough. But if somebody comes up, it depends. It depends on what.
You don't think it's too much exposure for her?
I don't think so at all.